All right, welcome back, everybody. Randy White here. Another episode of Unwired Appalachia Podcast. Being my regular guest, by our co-host, I guess, at this point. If you're a regular, you're co-host, right? Bobby Gilliam.
Fancy.
We'll be talking some frustrations with football season, and we'll try to end on a positive note with some baseball. It's fun, the time of year for baseball, playoffs, all that. It was a frustrating weekend, though, to say the least, for local sports fans of Kentucky football and the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a rough start. So we'll start with Kentucky. Bobby, go to South Carolina and lay an egg like that on a primetime game. Not a good look. A lot of fans are starting to get unhappy. You're starting to hear a lot more rumblings about the program and Stoops and what's going on. Just kind of what's your thoughts on what's going on there in Kentucky right now?
Well, it's an unfortunate spot for Stoops. He's done a lot for the program over the years, but it's like anyone else. Sometimes your time just start to get stale and need a change of pace for everyone involved. And it may be what they're heading to this year. Still appreciated what Stoops has brought to the program over the years. We've at least had a lot of good players come through, if we can't just put them all together at once. But, yeah, they're in the tough spot now. I mean, you're in the toughest conference in football, so it's not going to get easier here on out,
Yeah, and you're hearing a lot of rumblings about the offense. Offense can't do this. Offense can't. They're very predictable. Bush Hamdan, a lot of people want to see him gone before Stoops. Is that a help? Is that one of the things to rejuvenate the program, or is it just middle of the season? Just wait till the end of the season and then reevaluate? What's your stance on that? Because a lot of people are, have different views on replacing offensive coordinators mid-season. Yeah. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of shakeup. I don't know if that's the right one.
I mean, maybe, it may not be. But I am glad to see Cutter Boley, a kid from Kentucky, actually getting a chance, a redshirt freshman, getting a chance. The last few years we've had these transfer quarterbacks who, listen, if it's your fifth year and you haven't really shown anything, I doubt you're going to do it the fifth or sixth year. You know what I mean? It's unlikely at that point. The McGowan at running back, though, is a great story for him to have his redemption tales, just in the long list of great Kentucky running backs. I mean, we just seem to pump them out. We just got to put them all together. We have them separated. Like, we have a year where we have good receivers, not so good running. Really good running, not so good receivers. So, I mean, we're always missing a piece, it seems, at Kentucky. So,
yeah, and the other part about the Kentucky offense that we haven't mentioned, last few years, it seemed like the offensive line's not been as good. Yeah. Seems like they're pretty decent this year, pretty good group up front, one of their better spots. I didn't really see anything major with that offensive line that stood out like, this line is terrible. I thought they were really good against, I don't know about really good, but at times they were really good against South Carolina. Defense, we'll switch gears a little bit. Defense had some struggles, but you're on the field a lot. Again, it seems like they struggle getting off the field on those third downs. And, I mean, we'll mention his coming up, but you don't get off the field on third down, you're in for a long night.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're still talking about Kentucky and not Cincinnati, right? Because they seem to also struggle with the third down as well. So, but the thing I've noticed, though, I mean, yeah, the offensive line is probably not where it needs to be. However, every college game I've watched this year, the defensive line for most of these schools are the elite athletes. I mean, that's where you're cream of the crop. Your grown men are already the defensive line in college football. Everybody else is still learning and growing. I mean, they're still young, trying to figure it out. These guys already they know what they got to do. They just have to attack, and they're ready to do that. So every team, I mean, you look at Miami, Florida, I'm not impressed with either one of those offenses. I was impressed with the defensive lines for sure, though. I mean, that's what kept them in these games. So,
yeah. Yeah, we mentioned, earlier we were talking a little bit, but same thing with Tennessee. They used a big push up front, got some big turnovers. Seems like you got that good push up front on the defense. Maybe Kentucky doesn't have that. That's one of the things they don't have this year is that those edges and that up front guys on defense. Seems like they got some pretty good players on defense, though, overall. But their defense isn't terrible. It's usually pretty solid overall, I think. It's just you got to put the whole game together.
Yes.
I know Georgia's coming up. They're coming off of a big loss. Does the fans get louder if they just go to Georgia and just don't show up at all?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a tough mountain even if they were playing their best ball. It always is. Georgia's always an elite program. I mean, so it's going to be a tough game no matter how you do it. This will be a good experience, though, for the young guys. So I'm glad to see them get it. Hopefully they can come out make some plays, try to get momentum, try not to be overwhelmed by the fact it is Georgia. I mean, yeah, their defense, their front's going to be good. It is every year. You have to get rid of the ball quicker. I mean, that's where your play calling and coaching is really going to have to come into play. You're going to have to make sure you take them out of the game.
Yeah, speaking of play calling and coaching, it's a perfect transition, I think, to what happened to the Bengals on Monday night against Denver. A lot of Bengals fans, frustration with the coaching, frustration with the play calling, just a lot of frustration overall. No Joe Burrow, but it seemed like Jake Browning really didn't have a chance to succeed. It seemed like the Bengals really didn't have a plan going into the game. As a Bengals fan, what's your thoughts on that? And is it fair to put most of this blame on Zach Taylor?
I would say he probably deserves at least 75% of this, because even before Joe Burrow got hurt, holding the ball too long. These plays that are calling are requiring, 5 to 10 seconds. You don't have that most of the time. You got to get the ball out of there quick. The first game they played, they ran the ball in that first quarter. Ran the ball, actually, and set up everything. They had an 8-minute drive, 12 plays, ate up half the quarter. We quit running the ball. It's like we have to throw because we signed people to these contracts. Like, that's absurd. They're already on the team. You don't have to. We ain't got to worry about their stats necessarily. Get to where they're open. Quick slants, run that ball, take the pressure off your line and your quarterback. I mean, you got to help them out, and that comes from the coach.
Yeah, and that to me brings up something I was going to mention anyway, but I'll do it first. Talking about the guys with the big contracts, those guys are usually pretty quiet if they're winning and things go the wire. I wouldn't consider Jamar Chase or T. Higgins either one diva receivers.
Right.
Jamar Chase is upset right now. He wants to win. He's a competitor. Yeah. He thinks they got a team to win. Can't get him the ball. That's a problem. He's got a right to feel frustration, I believe. What are your thoughts on it? I think the way he goes about stuff, he didn't throw him under the table.
Yeah.
He just stated facts saying that, hey, we got to get better.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to get us the ball. You can't make excuses that Burrow's out. We can still win.
Right.
Do you think he's justified in his approach to that?
To an extent, yes, because of, we've seen him for the last 5 years. He's very well respected, well-mannered. I mean, he's not attacking his players or nothing. But again, I mean, it's kind of a veiled shot to tell the coaches, hey, give me the ball. Mm-hmm. Like, if you have to run a screen, let me have it on the screen. It's better than us waiting 6 seconds and getting sacked. Mm-hmm. So if we're going to lose 3 yards, I'd rather lose 3 yards with Jamar Chase on a screen as opposed to Jake Browning just falling down for his life.
Yeah, we were talking about the run game earlier. You see Miami doing, they're another team that's been struggling this year, but before the Bengals started, they had a whole first half on TV by themselves. They're coming out in third down situations. They can run it on third down, third and short, but they're doing, I wouldn't even say trick plays, but they're doing stuff that catches people by the eye. Mm-hmm. Running sweeps with double blockers out in front and throwing it behind the back. Gets the fans excited. They're at home. That's a big momentum change for them when they get that first down. But then you see the Bengals, their approach is, what is coming before it comes. There's no, it's so predictable at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think defense's fear was coming. I think they can read pretty much every play that's coming. How do you fix that? Should have they had a new quarterback in there right after that game, after Jake Browning did that, or is it just, again, coaching and play calling?
Yeah, I don't think they had to go away from Browning. I mean, Browning's been in the system now 2 or 3, 4 years. So, I mean, he's going to know better than anybody they bring in. So I'm fine with that. Keep him. You have to just give him plays that are going to make sense. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you got to have quick hitters to get that ball. You got to run the ball. Once you run the ball, you can pass down the field. I mean, it's common sense when it comes to the game, and it seems like they're trying to do everything but common sense at this point. These are all pro athletes. These are not junk amateur just getting together on the weekend to play. These are all paid people who train to play football. So give them a chance, and it's up to you to put them in the best chance to succeed.
Yeah, and we usually, with the Bengals, the first thing we say the bad thing is the offensive line. Thought they were solid Monday. I mean, there might be a couple flags and a couple of them were questionable, a couple of them were warranted. But I thought they were pretty solid as a unit. I like Jalen Rivers in there at playing one of the guard spots. So I don't think that was the problem. Mm. And then you look at the defense. They were on the field, I don't know, 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
Gave up 21 points in the first half. Gave up 7 in the second. So it seems like the defense is getting better. So is there any hope that this offense comes around without Joe Burrow, or is he just that important to the whole team that they can't win without him?
Well, and also keep in mind, Denver is probably the best defense, really, in the league. I mean, they're top 3, if not the best defense overall. That front line is so gross. They're going to give everybody fits this year. I mean, Benito, he's a prop. He's a problem nobody's talking about, I mean, he's that good. But the Bengals, I mean, you have to cut down penalties, and you have to stop third downs. Again, it sounds as simple as it is. It really is that simple. Like, we don't have to overcomplicate this and sign 1,000 players or change schemes. Do the stuff you're supposed to do. Don't get penalties.
Blitz some on third down, right?
Blitz every now. You don't have to stay in zone all day. I mean, give these guys a chance. You got a lot of young people on the defensive side, so give them a chance to run. The linebackers are looking good. Defensive backs look good. Front has been banged up here and there, but they're still doing what they're doing. Yeah. But you have to stop third down. I don't care what level you're at. If you're peewee, flag football, you have to stop them on third down, or else it's a long day for your defense. They're going to get worn out and tired. Your offense is going to lose confidence. It's just all downhill from there.
Yeah, and I think the last topic about the Bengals before we move on, unless you have something else, the flags. Now, I'm not saying that all the flags are not warranted. There were some bad ones. There were some bad calls. Everybody gets bad calls.
Yeah.
Part of what a coach does is when you think you get a bad call, you get on the referees. Maybe the next one go your way.
Right.
I think that goes back to Zach Taylor. I don't see him really putting up a fight when there's some key plays that doesn't go their way. 50-50 balls, 50-50 calls, flags that are questionable. What's your thoughts on how he handles those type of situations? Because it seems for the last few years it's a thing. We don't get close calls.
Yeah. And I do appreciate about Zach Taylor the calmness. He always seems to keep calm even when situations are getting dicey. But there is times when you need to step up for your team. Like I said, you're not going to get these calls if you're sitting over there quiet. You got to keep telling, hey, Hendrickson is getting choked every play. And if you're not fighting for him to get that call, they're probably not going to call. That's not bothering them. Why would we call it? Mm-hmm. That's when your coach needs to have a little fire, I mean, and like I said, I do appreciate him keeping calm because that's the biggest thing. A lot of people panic and go over. He keeps it together, but there's times you got to let it loose sometimes, and if that means you got to get thrown out to fire up the team, that's what you do. Mm-hmm. I mean, baseball's done it for years. Basketball's done it for years. Football's done it for years.
Yeah. Yeah. And last thing, I know like I said last thing, you got Detroit coming up. That seems like most people were probably going to be 8 to 10 point underdog, I'd imagine, after that performance Monday. Any shot they go and beat Detroit, if you do, you're going to silence a lot of people. A lot of people are going to get off Zach Taylor's back. If they come out and shock the world and beat Detroit.
Yeah.
What's it going to take for this team to beat Detroit? Can they do it without Burrow, or is Detroit just too good right now?
I mean, no. I mean, every team can be beat. Detroit, like I said, having Hutchinson back on that defense does make them scary. And that offensive line they have is probably the best. I mean, you could argue overall in the league. So our defensive line is going to have to be really big that game too. Penalties and third downs. I mean, you have to cut that out. Like, you just can't have that. And I would like to see him establish the run game to free up everybody else, give them a chance. And if you have to get Yoshivas involved, Tinsley involved, it's what you do. I mean, they're there for a reason. Tinsley is a hidden gem that's waiting to be unleashed. So if the other 3 receivers are covered, he's got to be open, or somebody's got to be. Chase Brown's got to be open. Jasecki's got to be open. You got to be able to get these plays. But like I said, penalties, get off the field on third down. Like, you have to do the fundamentals of football.
Yeah, now we'll move on and we'll try to get through baseball kind of quick. Thoughts on first day? I mean, Reds did not look good, but the rest of the games were pretty fun to watch. I know 10-5 Reds, they put up a fight late, but they were down 10-0 before they put up the fight. Yeah. So just thoughts on baseball the first day, and I guess the first round, this wild card round.
Yeah. So we watched day 1 yesterday, so all the game 1s played. And, hey, if you love baseball, how could you not enjoy most of these games? No, except for the Reds game, which didn't get good until like the 7th inning. And then promptly went back down. But to watch Crochet and Fried, Yankees Red Sox battle, that was great. Skubal, with the Tigers just dominating like he did. I mean, that's what makes baseball fun. And watching Snell really against the Reds last night, the first 5 innings, some of the best pitching I've seen. He hit every spot he wanted, every corner he wanted, changed speeds. Like, it was a clinic how to pitch postseason baseball, like yesterday. So it was nice to watch first day, you know.
Yeah, and I think, Snell, sometimes even guys like me get frustrated with him because he goes about 5 innings and that's it.
That's it.
But when you're that good at 5 innings, you can't complain. I think the other thing that really stood out to me yesterday was Aroldis Chapman. To come in the 8th after Crochet goes, 7 2/3. Mm-hmm. He gets that last out in the 8th, and he comes back in the 9th. Bases loaded. The Yankees look like they're going to win. Yeah. No out. Bases loaded. He buckles down, gets the outs. 3-1, Boston wins. To me, that's the most impressive performance of the day. I know Crochet was great. I know all these other guys were great. I know Shohei, Hernandez, all these guys were great. But I thought that was so impressive to me, a guy like Chapman who's been so up and down in his career.
Yeah, especially having, ups and downs he's had. He's having one of his best years, if not his best year. So to see him struggle to let those runners on that inning and get out of it, I tell you, if I was a Yankees fan, I'd be a little worried. Yeah. I might not be getting out of this round. So,
yeah, out of this round, what team really impressed you the most first day?
First day, I'd probably say the Red Sox. They were resilient, good defense, good pitching. I mean, it was an all-around effort from them, especially shutting down guys like Judge, Stanton. I mean, those are heavy hitters, so you took them down. The Dodgers, when you spend that much money, you should be that good. However, but they did what they paid to do. So, You got Freddie Freeman, you got Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez playing his best ball. Kiki Hernandez, nobody ever talks about him during the season. He just always pops up as the hero in the postseason for the Dodgers every year. Him and Tommy Edman. It's a fascinating thing. Like, the lowest paid people probably on that roster are their key players in the playoffs. So,
yeah, I mean, the baseball playoffs have been phenomenal. First game. Second game, while we're recording, the second games are going on. I know the Tigers and Guardians were tied at 1-1. Don't know what happens out. We don't know who moves on. Yeah, with that, I think, baseball playoffs are so interesting, so fun. Hopefully the Bengals can get back on track. Hopefully UK can get back on track. But with that, for Bobby Game this week, I'm Randy White. Corey Vance is behind the scenes. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Tell us who you think's going to win the playoffs. Tell us what you think should happen to Stoops or Zach Tyler, or if the Bengals are just done for, if the season's over with and Burrow should sit out and Chase should sit out, and whatever you think, let us know. We like hearing this stuff. Like, we might even talk about it next week if we get a great comment like that. So just get involved on our social media, and we'll see you next week.